Beecham, and welcome to the first edition of Pulse of the Parish for 2024. We're excited about our new look, and we hope that you are too. In this edition of Pulse of the Parish, we're taking a look at our brand new commissioners for the 2024 year. We're also looking back at the parish's response during our recent winter events. And as always, we're keeping you informed by letting you know how you can sign up for the parish's mass notification system. There's lots to see, so let's go. 2024 brings several new commissioners to the Caddo Parish Commission. 5 new commissioners were sworn in on January 8th to begin their 4-year terms in their respective districts. The 6 returning members were also sworn in. Commissioners immediately got to work, receiving their new commissioner orientation and becoming acquainted with the processes of the commission. On January 18th, the commission selected Handy Giles Sr. as the interim commissioner for District 6. Giles will serve in this role until a special election on March 23rd. Our new commissioners for 2024 are District 1, Chris Crackman, District 2, Gregory Young, District 3, Victor Thomas, District 6, Handy Giles Sr., District 8, Grace Ann Blake, and District 10, Ron Cawthron. Welcome to our new commissioners, and we look forward to all the work they'll be doing in their new districts. Caddo Parish started out the new year with a visit from Jack Frost. Frigid temperatures and ice threatened our area, but the parish of Caddo rose to the challenge, prepared and responded quickly for our citizens across the parish.
Some of the biggest lessons we've learned, one is that we realized that we did need to purchase additional equipment to prepare us for the winter weather event. Although our area does not experience significant weather events often, it seems that we do annually, at least once a year. So we realized that we need to be prepared for that. Our citizens could end up without electricity, they could end up without water, they can't travel. So what type of equipment do we need to address the issue? And so we purchased snowplows, de-icers, sanders. And for this last event, that proved to be a great purchase because we were able to get out and clear several streets, not all of them, but many of our major highways. We assisted Department of Transportation and Development in keeping I-220 open. That is one of the first highways they usually close, but with the I-20 being down to one lane, we recognized that it was very important for us for travel to keep 220 open, and we worked when I say we, I mean Public Works crews worked the 220 bridge, the Cross Lake Bridge, and that was a significant undertaking, and we think that it was a success. 220 never closed during that period, so that's one of the lessons we learned. Another lesson we learned is how do we communicate with our citizens? If you don't have electricity, if there are citizens that don't have internet, how do you communicate with them? How do you get the word out? And that's where our communications team came in and trying to make sure we were putting out information before the event hit. How do you prepare? These are the things you need to do. Where you can go if your electricity goes out. Those types of things. I think our communications team did a good job of that. That was another lesson that we learned. I think that the challenge that we faced was just working with other agencies, not so much in collaboration. All agencies, City of Shreveport, the state of Louisiana, were willing to collaborate, but there were some limited resources. And so we had to recognize where could Caddo Parish help our agencies, help work with them in areas that aren't necessarily some state highways aren't necessarily Caddo Parish's responsibility, but it impacts our operations. It impacts the sheriff's office. So can we assist the state in getting some of those roads cleared? That was a challenge that we realized that going forward, we're having an after action review with the state, with the city, with Homeland Security, and that's one of the things things that we're addressing. How do we clear some roads that really have to be clear in order to keep our community functioning at a level that our citizens need, that our first responders can respond to issues. It's difficult when certain roads are closed. So how do we address that going forward in the future? During this crisis, during this winter weather event, one of the things that I think that we showed is just how well our employees come together and respond to the event. I want to thank all the Caddo Parish employees who helped our citizens, from public works to facilities to animal to communication to finance to human resources. Every one of our departments, we met with them to prepare for the event, and every one of our departments did their part. There are some departments who are out. You see them out on the street, but there are some that are working behind the scenes to try to address the issues. And I think that I owe a debt of gratitude to those Caddo Parish employees, and I thank them, and I just look forward to us continuing to work together to provide for our citizens. Caddo Parish citizens know that Caddo Parish is here to help them in any crisis, that we're willing to work and identify what our citizens need in order to provide them the best resources possible to address that need.
In times of emergency and crisis, the Parish of Caddo wants to be able to connect with you. Our Everbridge notification system is designed to keep you informed with up-to-date information when you need it most.
Everbridge is the notification system that Caddo Parish has partnered with Department of Homeland Security, the City of Shreveport, the Port of Caddo-Bossier, in order to provide important notifications to our citizens, from emergencies to bridge closures to building closures. It is important for Caddo Parish because we feel it's an important mechanism to get important messages out to our citizens. They can learn about when the mosquito crews are spraying for mosquitoes in their area. They can learn about important park events. So I think that it just helps Caddo Parish communicate with our citizens. I believe that more and more people want instantaneous communication.
Our Everbridge system is not just for emergency situations. Our city administration, our parish administration, utilizes the system to get information out to its citizens. It allows us to geo-target certain areas of our community to get certain information out. So if we know that we have heavy rains coming, for example, and we can anticipate an area flooding, we can geo-target an area and grab different numbers that we've purchased and cell phone numbers that are within the geofence that we put within the system. And that cell phone number is important because this is our primary means of communication for almost everybody. There's an app with Everbridge that you can download to that cell phone. So there are many different methods that you could receive emergency information, timely emergency information, which is important that it's timely, because it'll automatically take that National Weather Service polygon when they issue the warning, and it's not something that we have to push out. It does it automatically. The system is only as good as the data that we have, and the only way that we get good data is for you, our citizens, to opt in. You can do that to go out to either the Caddo Parish website. Somewhere on there you will see a button, an icon, a tag scrolling across where you can register to receive emergency alerts from the local authorities.
So I think all citizens should register with Everbridge to receive those notifications, and that's all it is. We're providing information. We don't use it to track our citizens. We don't use it to keep an eye on them. We use it to provide them much needed information and a resource for information when the citizens are in times of crisis, as well as in just communicating with them what's going on in the parish.
Well, that's a wrap on this edition of Pulse of the Parish. As always, we invite you to join us every first Friday of the month for a new look at what's new and exciting here at the Parish of Caddo. We'll see you next time.